Greetings, y'all. The handler of magnetic movement. Here, well, Castle Craig, 125th anniversary. Extraordinary time.
A recreation area, which we're very, very proud of in this city. Obviously, Hubbard Park being one bookend with Jacrita Park on the other side of town. The Trap Rock Ridges here that are really, as the mayor said, symbolic of this area of the state. I'd like to thank personally the Director of Parks and Public Works, who was pointed out already, Chris Board, and his staff, who do a tremendous job upkeeping not only Hubbard Park, but all of the parks that we have in the city, so that they're available for not only residents, but people all over the state and coming from all over the country to enjoy our recreation areas. You know, whether it be during the holidays with the light display or for parking, for hiking. Our parks have been recognized, two of our parks have been recognized as some of the best in the state for hiking as well. But again, thank you to everybody for being here. Thank you to the staff of the city who make sure that these places are accessible and safe for the residents, and so that we have plenty of green space in our city for everyone who lives here to enjoy. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
And I will kick it over now to Representative Hilda Santiago from the State Assembly, who represents Meriden.
Thank you, Chad. It's a pleasure to be here today, and a lot has been said by the mayor and Council Cardillo. This is a proud beacon of hope and a proud castle that when you have people come into Meriden and family comes into Meriden,
Are you disturbed somehow, sir?
them up here
Are you disturbed somehow,
to
sir?
look at the castle.
You mind backing up?
To
Yes, sir.
experience
Just want to check with you.
All right, not disturbed at all.
Well,
looking
thank you, sir.
out and seeing all of Meriden, and usually all the way to Long Island Sound. So I got a picture this morning of the Long Island Sound. So, but the park also stands for having one of the best festivals in the state of Connecticut. We have the Daffodil Festival where thousands, 40, 50,000, 60,000 people will come to the city of Meriden. We have the Puerto Rican Festival. And then the Christmas lights that we have at Hubbard Park. And it's also a chance for people to come up here and visit when they can, when there's no snow on the ground. They can come and visit the castle. So I'm very proud to be here today to celebrate the 125th anniversary, because I'm not going to be here in another 125 years.
Whoa, what do you mean?
So we might as well be here today. But I also want to mention that as a state rep and from the state delegation, when I send out information for my constituents in my district, this is what I use to let people know that we have a castle and that's someplace that they can come and visit. But this is a symbol that represents Meriden. And when people see this symbol, they know it's the city of Meriden. So I'm happy to be here. I want to thank also the staff and the city council for taking care of this park. It's so important for us to make sure that there'll be generations of folks that will have fun, have pleasure, and enjoy the outside and hike these roads here at coming up to the Castle Craig. So I will then now pass it over to Justin Picarillo, who's a Meriden teacher, historian, and an author, and has written books about Hubbard Park and for the city of Meriden. Justin?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for inviting me here. I'm going to tell you a little story about Hubbard Park, but more so I'm going to tell you about a little bit more about Walter Hubbard. Walter Hubbard was a very complex man. He was born September 23rd, 1828 in Middletown, but he came over here early in his life to be a businessman. One day when he was having his work in his shop, a gentleman from Cheshire came here named Levi Bradley. And Levi Bradley was a farmer from nearby Cheshire. And he said, hey, I got to hook you up with my daughter. And so he ended up marrying Abby Ann Bradley. Unfortunately, Abby Ann Bradley only lived 6 more months after they were married. She died the day before her 20th birthday. Hubbard never remarried. In fact, from what I've read about him, he never even dated. He was kind of a homebody. He did, though, start a business with his brother-in-law, as Mayor Scarpati had said. He started a business called Bradley and Hubbard Manufacturing. And this went on to be one of the biggest metalware businesses in the world at the time. He was the president, the brother-in-law was the treasurer, and they made a lot of money. Unfortunately, Hubbard had no descendants to pass the money on to. So over time, he just accumulated land around this area. Around 1880, he started getting a little weary with the business, and he needed a break. So he decided to go around the world. He was going to take a trip around the world with a few other people, and he went across the country, ended up in San Francisco, took one last cabinet card picture, got on a boat, and went to China. From there, he made his way over through Europe, eventually coming back here. But in his travels to Europe, he was in Scotland. And there's a town in Scotland called Craigellachie. And you had to go through 2 castles over a bridge to another set of castles. That's what he saw. That's where it comes from. When he was in France, he saw something called a dovecote, which is like a little pigeon house. He brought that idea here to Hubbard Park. Unfortunately, it's been gone since 1920, but it was down next to the lower pond. The idea of a Roman classical architecture. As you know, there's only one building here in the park of that quality, of the Roman architecture, and it's down there. It's the pavilion called the Grecian Temple. Walter Hubbard, unfortunately, suffered a stroke later in his life, and he passed away in 1911. He never saw the park like we saw it today. Where we have the band shell today, he never saw that. He never had a chance to acquire that. There were 2 buildings on this lot, and they were right across from Mirror Lake on the bottom. He wanted that so badly, but he never had a chance to get it. Fortunately, Meriden, after the woman who owned the house, after she passed away, it was donated to the park as we see it today. Right. Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
So Justin, as Representative Santiago noted, is a local Meriden teacher and also author. He's written a couple of books, and this one here is a copy written on Hubbard Park, going into much greater detail on not only the park, but also those responsible for dedicating it and bringing it to what it is today. And so, Justin, we're so glad you could be here with us today to help celebrate and commemorate this occasion, as I know the history of Meriden means a lot to you, as it should to all of us, as we truly would not be here if it weren't for our ancestors, our founders, and those like Walter Hubbard, who saw a much greater vision for our city than we could have imagined. And so when you're driving down 691 or along any of the roadways throughout our city or surrounding areas, and you happen to look up and see the tower, I hope you all have a greater appreciation for what Castle Craig is and how it came to be for not just Meriden, as that was never the intent for Walter Hubbard. It was always about others. And we in the city want others to continue to enjoy it, as many have throughout the summer months, coming up here, driving up here to the Lookout Tower and enjoying the views. You can continue to do so by any one of the number of hiking trails that run throughout Hubbard Park that will lead you to this tower, so you can continue to enjoy throughout the cooler months. And of course, as was noted, in less than a month, we'll have our Silver Light Festival that individuals will be able to drive through and enjoy with their families and look up and see our castle proudly lit this year and years to come. So I'll open it up for any questions that you may have at this time. We'll be around afterwards to continue to talk, answer any questions as well.
Kevin, So why are you on the independent party in politics?
We're going to stick to questions right now on Castle Craig,
Okay.
125th anniversary. But thank you, and I'm happy to talk to you about it afterwards.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions from the media on the 125th of Castle Craig? All right. Well, thank you all very much for joining us. I'll chat with you after. Thank you all for joining us and celebrating 125 years of Castle Craig.
Extraordinary times. I was just conversing with Kevin Scarpati, and well, I gave him a hug because he is in the independent party. Not y'all Democrats being woke ideology kind of stuff, you know. So, and one of the things I like about Kevin is the founding fathers set in place y'all were supposed to have a job and receive a per diem in politics, but y'all got greedy. Not Kevin. I mean, we all do seek money because we have to. We were taught to. However, at least we start educating the new politicians that you need to work so this way you're a part of the ones you are representing. Now, since this is Castle Craig and I have hiked these mountains many, many times, I truly appreciate this said anniversary. Oh, please, sir, come in, sir. Come on in here, sir. This gentleman, come on in here. This gentleman gave a great speech. I want to give a shout out to Castle Craig. Tell me something extraordinary. What's the best parts of Castle Craig?
His initials are actually right above the opening.
Wow.
Nobody knows that little.
See, these are the details. If you just seek said information, you can learn a lot. Now, I have learned that, well, hell, this is quite the view, and we have American flag up there. So I'm going to say, God bless America, because, well, we all should clearly start acting like fine, upstanding ma'ams and sirs. Now, one of the points I want to get off here is right to the police. Now, since I have established myself high up, you know, all in the brass in the New Haven police, I'm going to get right to the point. The Jews think they are the chosen ones. Not. I have said chosen the police as the new chosen ones because the ones that are going to get it done are the ones that are going to step forward with the handler of magnetic movement.